so let's talk about this first deck that we're going to be playing. This is, I've labeled it Italian Uzi. What it is if you're not familiar with the moniker Uzi, it stands for blue. U is blue because in the 5 colors of magic, there's 2 that start with a B. So BL, blue, BL, black. Blue is the first unique letter, so U. So blue Zombie Infestation, which is a control deck. The reason it's Italian is because it got second at Italian Nationals. How does this deck work? It's actually a very simple theory. Playing it can be a little bit tricky. The card Zombie Infestation allows you to discard 2 cards to create a 2/2 black zombie creature token, a card you'll sometimes see in the sideboard of Tog, just like Dr. Teeth. Cards like Squee allow you to put 2 of them into the graveyard, make a zombie, and pick them back up. It seems a little bit loose. How are we going to get access to enough Squees to make that good? Intuition. One of the most common things we'll intuition for in this deck is 3 copies of Squeeze or 2 copies of Squee and 1 copy of Krovikan Horror, which allows you to, say, at the end of your opponent's second main phase, pitch Krovikan Horror and Squee with Squee on top of the Krovikan Horror, get the Horror back, and then maybe pitch the Horror and another Squee, allowing you to make 2 zombies for 3 cards, and this happens every turn cycle. The rest of the deck plays a lot like Dr. Teeth. You got that good old Gush, Foil, Counterspell, Portent, Duress, kind of like pentagram of sick cards. And then we've got, Deep Analysis, Wonder, because we are playing Intuition, so that's a nice line we can set up. Having flying zombies is huge. AKs, obviously, also a lot of synergy with Intuition. And the mana base is actually carbon copy of I guess it's like 1 less Underground River from what AAA and Furnace Scamp play in their Tog list. Speaking of Tog in the sideboard, we've got a Psychatog, and then everything except for the artifacts is pretty stock. Blue Blasts, Hibernation's a little spicy, Annul, E-Plague. We've got 2 Tsabo's Web, which we see a lot more of recently, and then Ivory Tower is a really spicy way to beat Burn. That's the deck. Let's pop into a league. We found our first opponent, which is Wizard Wand, and we have our first opener of the league is Unkeepable, because it's just 1 land and it's a swamp. If it was an island and we had a Portent, we'd be cooking, but we simply don't have that. This hand also looks pretty poor. We've got an island, we've got the Zombie Infestation, but 2 counterspells, it's already like a mulligan to 5, so we'll mulligan to 5. This hand, well, chat, the bad news is that our deck is not being cooperative. The good news is, as far as 1-landers go, I think we can keep this one. We want Zombie Infestation plus Squee. That'll fight the mulligan problem we're having. And then I think instead of taking the Portent, because if we draw a blue source, we're already good to go anyway. We're going to keep this on Duress, Zombie Infestation, and try to get really, really lucky. The music is a little louder. It's actually just a touch too loud. Let me know if you guys think that this is better. I'll drop it off to like here. Hopefully that's a little bit more balanced. Okay, so we're keeping this. Chain of Vapor, Portent to the bottom. Done. Yeah, this is a great way to start the league. Hate to see it. Little unlucky. Treetop Village for sure. All right, we drew a Deep Analysis. We missed the land this turn, but we've got like 1 to 2 more turns to find it before it's completely unsalvageable. Well, I don't want to put a Call of the Herd in the graveyard, but maybe we have to. Alternatively, we could take away their ability to ramp and just snatch the Mox Diamond. Yeah, I think we'll snatch their Mox Diamond and just hope to draw a blue source. What's this non-original version of the cards? This is ridiculous. There is a Seal of Cleansing right off the top. That's not great for us. How lucky of them to have that on top so I couldn't thought seize it. We drew an island. We're going to Zombie Infestation because we have this Deep Analysis as well, and they've used their planes. You may go, opponent. They should pop the seal now. They don't. They should pop it before passing the turn to me. There they go. All right, we're going to activate it, pitching Deep Analysis and Squee, any order. The nice thing about that is that's actually a card advantage pitch, so just having the zombie, like, it'll just eat his swords, right? But I think that's mostly okay. Dust Bowl, Call the Herd? For sure. All right, my turn. They've got 2 swords plus 1 mystery card in hand. A fine top deck would actually be another Zombie Infestation. Forbid is something I didn't talk about in the deck tech, but Forbid plays really well when you already have multiple Squeeze. Deep Analysis, me. Krovikan Horror as well. So if we can find another Infestation, we're actually looking pretty good. However, there's nothing we can do this turn. Combat's good. I will not be chumping. You know what? Maybe I will be chumping, actually. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to chump. They've already got 2 Swords to Plowshares. I'm going to try to conserve my life total. When I saw this, I was absolutely sure you'd try this deck. You were right. Thawing Glaciers, opponent's cooking. All right, so we actually have Forbid lock up. We're going to have to take some pain from their mana base, but we might be able, if we can get rid of like that elephant, maybe Forbid this next elephant that's coming down, we might maybe be able to stabilize out a 5-card hand, even though our opponent literally drew perfect in Seal of Cleansing. All right, after end step, we will AK a Chain of Vapor. That's actually perfect. Now, I did just talk about our opponent drawing perfect, but as far as being on 5, we've also drawn quite well. All right, my turn, on tap draw. Gush, I don't know that we're going to be gushing right now. What are we interested in countering? You know, I think we're actually going to be gushing right now. We have to go shields down on the forbid, unfortunately, but all right, there's a smother and a counterspell. We'll play this island back out, and then I think we're going to duress our opponent here. What else you got in that hand, buddy? Armageddon? Very well-timed duress. Adios, amigo. And then we will ship the turn. Nothing to do with our mana right now. Yep, Thawing Glaciers is just something I have to live with. I do not like putting Thawing Glaciers in your deck while you also have Armageddon in your deck. That seems like a bad deck building decision to me. But what do I actually know? Call the Herd for sure. All right, we know they've got Treetop, Swords, Untap Draw, Swamp, Island. Now we're just going to sit tight for a little while. Some matchups, I'd actually like to play the Krovikan Horror, but I just simply cannot. Caleb D got a 5-0 with this list early this week. That makes sense. I think this list is very good. I have some reps on Zombie Infestation in general, and this particular list is speaking to me. Okay, they're going to attack with Treetop. I think I want to smother the Treetop, and then damage is good. If we can get our hands on another zombie, man, if they didn't draw that Seal of Cleansing right off rip, I think we couldn't possibly lose this game. However, they did, and now we're living in this world. Okay, 2 mystery cards in hand with a Treetop Village. Another Squee is unhelpful here. However, we'll keep developing our mana base and try to find a way out of this. You know, in Intuition, even finding 3 copies of Zombie Infestation would be fine. Forbid has been online the whole time, actually. All right, we're on a 2-turn clock. We need something to go right basically immediately here. Like, we need to rip either Zombie Infestation or Gush into Zombie Infestation or AK into Zombie Infestation. There's their Thawing Glaciers back into play. Draw, Gush. Okay, there's step 1. Cast by returning Island. Zombie Infestation, that is just a wonder. I guess I could cast the wonder. That would force them to use his swords, which would put me at out of range of lethal this turn. Oh, by the way, speaking on not the right versions, I did get approved for a Daybreak account. We're going through all that paperwork now, but soon I will be using only the sweetest of cards. Flying or access to Krovikan Horror? I think access to Krovikan Horror is quite a bit more important. All right, here comes this wonder. The goal of this wonder is to have it Swords to Plowshared. So I go to 7, then I take 6 and go to 1. Then I draw Zombie Infestation and can hopefully put enough power into play to not just die to their clock. You're up, opponent. I wonder if they know how lucky they got. The Thawing Glaciers seems impressive right now, but it seems they put Armageddon in their deck. I'm trying to figure out the plan there. I guess the plan is just to activate Thawing Glaciers, put it back in your hand, then Armageddon, and re-establish Thawing Glaciers. When you look at it that way, it actually looks pretty good. Maybe opponent's absolutely cooking. Untap draw. Well, there's an AK. We got 1 chance here to find Zombie Infestation. No Zombie Infestation. Rip. I wonder how close we were to finding it. I can just find out. Draw a card. If it's the next card, I'm gonna be so sad. Draw a card. Smother. Draw a card. Yeah, we weren't gonna get there. All right, so this looks like just T-Ged. Nothing fancy to see here. Tsabo's web should be amazing. Psychatog doesn't get Seal of Cleansing. Hibernation looks like an absolute unit in this matchup. I think Annul's a little bit loose. What don't we want? I think Chain of Vapor is like fine as a one-of. I don't want to go too much deeper. I know it bounces an elephant, but like I also don't want them to like copy it because they're going to have an excess of lands, especially with their many copies of Thawing Glaciers. I'm sure they play more than 1. I think we can cut a foil. We're on the play. This matchup is fairly fair. I think we can cut. Do we want to cut a single Zombie Infestation? Because we're going to want to wait to establish it until we've got like the cards for it to power it, like some amount of copies of Squee. I also think we don't want all 4 Squees. I think this change is right around where we want to be. Intuition. No, I like my intuition, I think. Is it intuition? No, I think I'm kind of fine with my intuition. It's close. We'll give this a shot to start. We just had our monthly Premodern event, and it was the second biggest Premodern event in Canada. Is that what you said? In Canada. The biggest was held in August by us as well. That's awesome. Love to see it. We're about to go to one of the biggest Premodern events in America next weekend here. Yeah, that's why we're only cutting 1 Squee and 1 Zombie Infestation. We've still got Intuition to get 3 copies of the card we want. And a lot of people will go, well, what if you drew one of your Zombie Infestations? Then I simply don't need Intuition for 3, right? But I still want access to like Intuition for combo stuff if our opponent stumbles. All right, I'll take the play. Let's not mulligan to 5 this time, maybe. We've got 2 lands. We've got a Zombie Infestation. We've got Portent to start, Counterspell to back up, the first AK and a foil. We'll keep this. I'd love to lead an Underground River to hold up foil, but the Wasteland possibility is too much. Portent, we really want to find like either the first copy of Squee, an Intuition, some way to power the Zombie Infestation the second it comes into play. So let's see how lucky we can get off our Portent. Double Gush, plus an island to power the Gush. Okay, I'm not going to get greedy. I know this doesn't look great, but I think it's a thing that we can utilize. Yield. Now you draw the intuition and I look like an idiot, right? Yeah. I will draw a card. I wish there was a Tsabo's Web in that pile. Untap, draw. Do we play out the Zombie Infestation? I don't think so. I think we actually hold up permission for a turn. That way, if I play Zombie Infestation and they decide they're going to hit it with the Seal of Cleansing, I can, we're going to cast Wall of Blossoms. I don't care about that. We can Gush and try to get some equity out of it before it goes away. But they didn't do anything that was worth interacting with. So we'll AK into our second Gush, untap and draw. There's a Forbid. That's meaningful as well. Now, I would love to sit back and hold all this permission, but if I don't simply start doing something sooner than later, we are going to get in trouble. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to tap for 1 and a black, and I'm going to play Zombie Infestation. Then we're just going to pass. So we've got foil up, and we've got double Gush. So if we can get access to our third island, we'll be able to get equity out of the second Gush. We just need to start getting into play, though. 1, 2, second Wall of Blossoms also isn't something I care about. We left the Wonder in our deck, so if it comes time to actually try to kill our opponent, we'll just get access to Wonder and clock them. All right, they've got nothing, which is great. This means I didn't have to use my Gush before I wanted to. Tsabo's Web is pretty sweet here, huh? Let's go 1, 2, cast the Gush, return island, island. Intuition's pretty great. Let's go ahead and play out an island. Let's tap for a black, and let's duress our opponent. They've got Red Blast, Pyroclasm, Gaia's Blessing, Sylvan Library. We're going to have to take... Oh, wait, we don't have to take Red Blast. They don't have red mana. So we just take Sylvan Library? Or do we take Gaia's Blessing? Because I'm about to try to... No, I guess I can just make it... Gaia's Blessing's a sorcery, so I could just never let it matter. No, that's not going to work, because I want an intuition right now, right? Do I need to take Gaia's Blessing? I think I do. Adios, Gaia's Blessing. And then we will tap for another blue, and I'm going to cast Intuition targeting you, because you can't make red mana right now. We're going to grab 1, 2, 3 Squeeze. Any order into the graveyard here. And there's no reason to actually make a zombie right now. I've got a full hand. Just in case they draw like a Tormod's Crypt or something, I want to make sure that the Squee is maintained in my hand for as long as possible. Engine assembled. Yeah, that's the goal of this deck. I think this deck is, I don't know if it's better or worse than Dr. Teeth. I think that the engine's so much fun, though. There's a Sylvan Library. I can foil this, and I almost wonder if that's fine. Because I have Forbidden Hand, so if I untap with Forbid, I think it's over. Let's foil. Sylvan Library, pitch Island, pitch Squee. Plains. Okay, I think we're good to go now. Yield through turn. Yield to all, give me 3 Squeeze back. I've got Forbid. I just need to find another land, but I've got Counterspell to like hang out for a while. I found the land. Okay, I think we're wrapped up here. I think that's a wrap. We just need to go through the motions now. I guess if they draw a red source, it's going to be a slightly uphill battle. Graveyard Exile stuff is pretty rare in the format, so not many decks are going to shut it down. I mean, Phyrexian Furnace is in the top 10 most played cards in the format, right? Furnace Eat's bottom card, so you just don't let your stuff be on the bottom. True, but like the Furnace is also going to like eat away at my... Ooh, Dust Bowl. It's going to eat away at my accumulated knowledges. It's going to eat away at my... And they'll be able to target at least one Squee, which can be problematic. All right, they're just going to end step, which means I am making zombies. Any order in there is fine. And do I want to go down another resource? I don't think yet. I know 3 of 4 in their hand. No, we'll hold this Squee for now. Yield all, give me these back. And then there's like Planar Void, which can matter sometimes. All right, what are they going to do? Take out our Underground River? No response. I think this is a good Dust Bowl turn. I have to go shields down for counter magic. Give me that back. Give me that back. Draw a Swamp, which is absolutely gorgeous here. 1, 2. Here's a Tsabo's Web. Draw a card. Another land is just fine as well. We're just going to pass. Now they don't have access to their Dust Bowl anymore. Their Treetop Village is a one-time use at this point. They drew a natural green source, and they're tapping for another Terravore. I think, what is that, a 3/3? I think this is okay. Yet no response to the Terravore. You may have your first 3/3. It's not quite enough to fight this thing that I'm doing. Any order. Next turn, I'm going to hold all my cards for now. Give me those Squeeze back. Draw another Gush. That's perfect. We'll just pass. We get to do what we're doing right now for a while. If we draw another Intuition or just naturally find our Wonder, we're going to switch gears and put our opponent on, I think, a 2-turn clock is what it winds up being. Ooh, this is interesting. This is a Mox Diamond, which is going to unlock their red mana, meaning that their hand is certainly land, Pyroclasm, Red Elemental Blast. And if I counter this Mox Diamond, they can't use any of those cards. So let's cast. Wait. Cast with buyback. Hit the Mox Diamond. 1, 2, 3. Pitch Squee. Andre Riva, if you press always yes on Squee, you don't have to... Yeah, I do need to yield through those triggers. All right, so that happened. Now what are we doing? End step, do I make a zombie here? No, we'll just go to my turn. And very good call. When these triggers go on the stack, we will hit always yield to triggers from sources you control named Squee, Goblin, Nabob. And I will click yes, yes. What just happened? Hold on, I have to look at this. Dancing Jersey, thank you for the 10 gifted subs, buddy. That's super sweet. I appreciate that. I'm not even gonna play. No, I will play this land. I just lied to you through my teeth. I'll just play this land and pass. We are now in big chillin' mode. Now I've got Counterspell and Forbid up, so now it's just a matter of making enough zombies to kill him. Yeah, thank you, Otro. I just butchered your name, I'm sure. Zurin Orb, I literally don't care about that. That's fine. I don't even know why they brought that in. Yes, I do. It grows the Terravore. That actually makes some degree of sense. Their Terravore still can't hang with this Zombie Infestation, though. End step, activate Zombie Infestation, pitch Squee. Any order. Do we think they have Naturalize or Disenchant? I'm considering hardcasting a Gush. I simply don't think that I need to. We'll just go to our turn. Yes. Yes. As an HFED player, I see way too many Tormod script. Yeah, that's true. Ooh, Duress. Well, dismiss all. Tap for a black. Duress your face. I no longer care about Red Blast. I can just counter the Pyroclasm. We'll hit the Red Blast. And then we will do nothing. We're going to continue to do jack shit. Actually, is it okay to, now that they don't have the blast, I think this is okay now. Return 2 islands. Draw Powder Keg. Interesting. I don't think that's that interesting. I think it's just good. Powder Keg. And we found Intuition. Let's just activate Zombie Infestation so we don't have to go to discard. Go ahead. There's a red source, so they can Pyroclasm. It won't resolve. Yeah, you have put that on the stack. Fetch. Island. Counterspell the Pyroclasm. All right, their hand is Treetop Village. They should just concede here, but they probably want to burn my clock. Attackers. That's an interesting attack. So let me see. They can make their Terravore a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. So I need another zombie to block properly. So we'll go activate, pitch, Squee, pitch. I don't believe we need this island. Any order. Declare blocks. Everything on the Terravore. Let's make sure I did this math correctly. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, they can make it 11. Interesting. All right, reset blockers. I just screwed that up. So I would have needed to make one more. I can just take 11. Okay, damage. Yep. You gain life, you make things. They're just burning the clock now. A little bit frustrating. I don't think they can win. Island. Oh, right. I pitched an island to the fucking, thank you for catching that. End step, my turn. On tap. We're also going to yield. Let's stack the triggers like this. Let's yield to this trigger. And then I'll take Squee back. I will take Squee back. I will take Squee back. I will take Squee back. And I did take out the Powder Keg. And that is an island. We can save the Intuition. Are we cool to play an island? I think so. Yeah, we're cool to play an island. We will pass the turn for now. Wait, no. That's silly. 1, 2, 3. Intuition, target you. We're going to grab, where are you, Krovikan Horror? Krovikan Horror. We're going to grab Wonder. And then we're going to grab, where is he? Deep Analysis. There we go. All right, they're giving us the Wonder. So we will go Deep Analysis, followed by Krovikan Horror. And then before we go to our end step, we'll activate Zombie Infestation, discarding Wonder and Squee. It doesn't really matter what order we put it, but we'll go... Wait, how did my... Damn it. I ordered them incorrectly. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't work. The Intuition goes on top of the Krovikan Horror. All right, punt counter 1. Someone keep track of those. All right, well, is there a way out? Yeah, Psychatog. If we draw our Psychatog, we can get out of it. We've also lost our Forbid. We may have punted that. Just a little concerned with... Oh, we could have actually... No, there's no chance for us to cast something before our Intuition goes to the graveyard, right? There's no chance for us to activate Zombie Infestation. Tap Treetop Village, we're out of known info. They certainly can't attack with Terravore now because I will just pitch all of my goods. Okay, they don't care. Gush, cast by returning island. Oh, hype chest, open that shit, share it. You guys got something from that hype chest, who knows what. Red Blast, no response, that's fine. All right, we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I have 12, okay, activate Zombie Infestation, pitch Squee. Any order. Go to blocks, every single one of them. Okay, yep. I will actually yield through this turn. I don't care about any of this. All right, there's a dead Terravore. Stack these triggers. Hit yes, set it up to 2. We draw a Zombie Infestation. Here's my island. And that is actually game over. We don't even need to make zombies. We're going to. But we've just got Forbid plus 2 Squees and they're hellbent. They just want our clock, which is kind of annoying, but also a little bit understandable. My deck does take a long time to physically play. Yo, Neon, is this the top 4 list from the Chaos Orcs Fest? This is from the Italian Nationals. Is that the same event? If so, yes. End step, activate Zombie Infestation, pitch these 2, any order, and then we will go to our turn, untap, stack these triggers. Yes. 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 We'll leave that thing on 3 now. Let's go island, combat, attack with all, and then we'll just pass. I probably should have actually deep analysis, but who's counting? 1, 2, 3, Call of the Herd. I do not care. That resolves. Oh, zombies have Flying from the Wonder in the graveyard. Let's tap for 2 and cast this AK. Draw 2. Let's activate Zombie Infestation, pitching Squee. Any order. Let's activate Zombie Infestation, pitching Zombie Infestation, Squee. Any order. Let's go to our turn, on tap, stack triggers. Yes to Squee, yes to Squee, yes to Squee, no to Powder Keg. Ooh, combat, full send. Yeah, they're just buying time. They know they're dead. I'm surprised I guess I'm not surprised. MTGO grinders will do anything for the win, even waste a clock. Damage. All right, I don't need to play Psychatog, so I simply won't, just pass. So we can play our Psychatog right now and start getting our Krovikan Horror back, because we could stack the graveyard so our Wonder's directly on top of it. There's no need to do that. Attack for 3, literally, I don't care. End step, activate Infestation, 1, 2. Any order, my turn, on tap, stack triggers. Yes, yes, no. Draw, combat, full send. You're dead. All right, they managed to grind us down to 9 minutes, which means we're gonna have to play this next game with some speed. Flying zombies is terrifying, yeah. Forbid is very dirty in that spot. We basically in that game since turn 4, we really couldn't lose the game, and I think our opponent knew that. Our opponent's just playing for the clock, which again, mildly annoying, but also like somewhat understandable. Yeah, I don't think I'm changing anything. I could see an argument for dropping a Duress for an Annul or dropping a Duress for a foil. Yeah, we've had always yes on Squee. Oh, we can yield and hit always yes after yielding. I'm gonna have to do that. Walk me through that when it comes up. I didn't know you were talking about an option to like not have to push a button at all. Annul better than Counterspell? Could be. Chain of Vapor in for Naturalize. Don't side out. Chain of Vapor in for, so I can what? Chain of Vapor my Zombie Infestation? Is that good? Counterspell has Naturalize, which Annul doesn't. Yeah. I think we're just gonna leave it. All right, we're on the draw against a diamond deck. Don't love it. We got another one of these hands. 1 land. Now this deck does play 19 lands, which is definitely low. We've got the Zombie Infestation, but we've got a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black sources. No, we have to mulligan this. This is effectively the same hand, but no Zombie Infestation, but we do have a Portent, so we'll keep. And I think the pitch is going to be, we've got Hibernation, so I think Chain of Vapor is actually worse. Okay, let's do it. Drawing a river's not so bad. Island, find me a Zombie Infestation is step 1. No Zombie Infestations. I don't think I'm going to have time to get through all these Portents either. Any order, shuffle, yield. Give me that card. I'm getting another Portent anyway. Compost for sure. Land. Let's not convert any black cards for a turn, I guess. That compost will get wrapped up in Hibernation. It's not all green creatures, it's all green permanents. Ooh, they want to wasteland us? Oh, they want to cast a Call of the Herd. That also gets eaten by a Hibernation, so we're going to let that go. End step 1, 2, let's AK, Squizzle, untap draw, Delta. That's going to unlock Hibernation. I don't think I'm hibernationing on their turn necessarily, but I can't duress with this compost and play either. I think what I'm going to do here is just Portent. Is it better to shuffle first? What if I want everything? It's more likely that I only want 1 or 2 cards. We'll Portent ourselves. Tsabo's Web. Okay. Gush. Okay. I do want all of them, which is unfortunate. Hopefully they don't make us Counterspell. I guess if I had to get rid of one of these cards. Well, no, I can't get them all. I can't get them all. I guess we're bottoming the swamp, and then we'll take, it doesn't really matter what order we do this in. I guess if I have to shuffle, I want the Gush worse. So Tsabo's Web Gush, and then no shuffle, and then we will simply yield, and I will draw off Portent. Declare attackers is fine. Damage is fine. I take everything. Ouch. 1, 2, 3. Devout. Discard a card, destroys target artifact or enchantment. Okay, that's fine. We can smother that. End step, I do want the Tsabo's Web as well. I think we can take a turn to just get Tsabo's Web into play, and that will draw us the swamp as well. Puts us off Counterspell, but they missed a land drop. That gives us a swamp. Do we give them a card to kill the Devout Witness? I guess if they take their whole turn to blow up Tsabo's Web, we already drew a card off of it. We're just going to pass. Yeah, but we've already drawn a card off of it, and that's going to take their whole turn, right? My other option is to like, I'm not quite ready to hibernation. I think this is fine. We're passing. Combat's fine. They get busy. This is exactly what we wanted to see. Tap Treetop for sure. My turn. Looks like it. Untap draw. All right, now we can... Do we just do it all right now? I guess we have to hibernation first, so if they have Red Blast, we can counterspell it, right? Underground River, black, colorless, blue, hibernation. They do Pyroblast. Yeah, I think we need to fetch, get an island. Now, there's two things I could think about doing here. The first is just smothering that Devout Witness, allowing them to keep their compost, and then my Duress is dead. Or I could counterspell this Hibernation, let the Devout Witness go, and plan to smother it after the... Yeah, we're just going to counterspell. Counterspell your Pyroblast. No, thank you. All right, yield. Yep, they just redeploy compost, which is fine. Attackers, blockers, damage. They might be too afraid to blow up this Tsabo's web because of my Zombie Infestation. Forbid. Forbid is very good right now. Let's Gush. Duress. Let's play Island. Let us allow them to draw a card. Smother Devout Witness. No response. You may draw. Now I am just going to pass the turn. I'm running out of time, but I'm going to make an attempt to use this Forbid to get us to Infestation. Windy? Sure. My turn. Untap. Draw. Another Island. Go. Mountain for sure, dude. Fetch. Absolutely. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forbid. Cast with buyback. Target. Pay blue 1. Pitch Squee, pitch Island. Any order. Yield. Zern. Time Waster Orb. Oh, shit. I just needed to do that yes thing. All right, remind us to set that up next turn. Let's go colorless, blue, AK for 2. Deep Analysis. Play Island. Yield. Naturalize my Tsabo's web. We're going to try to forbid that. That compost definitely running the train on us right now. It's not great. Seal? Gaia's Blessing. Sure. Duress. Thanks, Duress. Let's just keep yielding through turn. I need to hold cards now, I think. Green, colorless, whatever. Abundance. If you would draw a card, you may... Okay, we're just going to cast a Forbid now. We can't pitch cards because if I pitch Duresses, they're just going to like pump that compost up. All right, you got it, buddy. 4 Duresses. Yield. Furnace. Yeah, I'm yielding, buddy. Foil. Let's concede that game. I don't think there's any way for us to come back within that amount of time while they have a Furnace in play. That's a bummer. The game, they were good games. We got quite a bit unlucky in that round 3, drawing 3 copies of Duress with a Resolve Compost. We also just like didn't see our Zombie Infestation in the top half of our deck, which is also a little bit unlucky. Also a little bit our fault because we did cut one, and there is a downside to that. Abundance plus Library is a classic. It's a little bit slow for the current pre-modern environment, but it's a very cool combination of cards. All right, it's Soup Smuggler. We're probably playing against Dreadnought. Soup, if you're in my chat, get the fuck out. What's going on, Soup? Good luck. Have fun. Can this hand beat Dreadnought? Only technically. We've got Smother, Portent, Forbid. I think this is fine. Soup plays like 1 deck. We will keep. They mulligan to 5. Okay. A lot more ways. Okay, so it is not that deck. Yield through this turn. It's something else. Maybe Rexer? Well, this means that this fetch is safe, so we're going to do that. Fetch. We'll grab an island. Tap it. Portent ourselves. We've got Counterspell, Island, Squee. I think we can hope for more, or is this simply fine? Getting access to a Squee early is kind of nice. Okay, we've also got the Forbid. Here's what we'll do. I'll bury Squee under Counterspell under Island. I will not shuffle. Yield through turn. This could very easily be HFEB. That's very true. I'll draw off Portent. Just protecting my Counterspell from a Duress or a Cabal Therapy here. Reflecting Pool. This kind of smells like HFEB. Cabal Therapy for sure. Ooh, opponent put us on Tog. We are not playing Tog. There's no Togs in our deck. Passing the turn to me. Is that what time it is? Take a draw, play a land, pass a turn. Yavimaya 2 in hand. If they pass, we're just going to smother the birds. Maybe it's better to hold Smother for Hermit. No, because the birds is going to let them flash back a Cabal Therapy to name Smother that they know I have. So this is better. Next turn, take a draw. It's our Squee we knew was coming. Let's go ahead and play an island. Tap it. Portent me. Looking for an Infestation pretty aggressively now. Gush is nice. Land drop number 5 is also fine because it lets us intuition for Infestation and put it in play in the same turn if we need to. We're not interested in the Underground River, so what we'll do is we'll bury the river under the Gush, under the Polluted Delta. We will not shuffle, and then we will just pass. Gemstone Mine, they got their lands. 1, 2, Volrath's Shapeshifter. As a birds, I think I would just rather that not be in play, right? Pass to me, take an on-tap. We know what we're getting. It's that Gush. We'll yield through turn. We don't need that land at the bottom. We hope our opponent doesn't do anything meaningful, so we can simply intuition for 3 copies of Infestation. Attackers, end step, intuition, you. Or do we just get a bunch of Squeeze and just show them the Forbid loop? No, I think we want to try to win the game. 1, 2, 3. Uzi, you got me, says Soup Smuggler. Yep, this is Uzi. Where are my Dreadnoughts? Where? I don't know, Smuggler. Where'd you put them? All right, begin sideboarding. We'll bring in the Psychatog. This is combo. E-Plague looks very good, as does Annul, because they can turn 2 Survivalist, which would be very bad. Is Hibernation any good? I don't think so. Tsabo's Web doesn't look good, neither does Ivory Tower. I think these 6 are fine. It might need to be like 5. What don't we want? Chain of Vapor is actually really good in this matchup. Cut like a Squee, cut a Zombie Infestation. There's no way we can get all these Annuls and maybe just like 1. I think we can actually cut an Intuition in this matchup potentially. I think Foil's like fine. I don't know if it's actively good. Maybe it's necessary on the draw. Yeah, I don't think we can afford any Annul now that, well, it feels like I need at least 1. That'll give me Chain of Vapor, Annul, 4 Duress plus Foils. No, maybe I don't need it. Do I just go up a card? I'm at a loss of what the last thing I'm supposed to take out is. Ivory Tower is a funny one because they have a max amount of damage they can deal, but I think it's too slow. It's interesting though. Is it just a foil? Is it a wonder? Because their birds can always block. Probably Deep Analysis is too slow. I don't know, something like this. Maybe the Tog's not necessary, but they probably have like Monk Realists and stuff. We'll try this. Really not sure how I'm supposed to be sideboarding into HFEB. All right, this hand has an Infestation and 2 Portents. It's not perfect, but I think these Portents can find us a way out of our opponent's best hands. We'll keep. Like if Portent finds us E-Plague, we start to feel pretty good. Maybe Forbid was supposed to be taken out. It's probably too slow. What is this, turn 1? Xantid Swarm for sure. Untap draw. Land, tap, Portent me. We've got Duress, Portent, Zombie Infestation. The only card of those that I want is the Duress, really. I guess I can get rid of the Zombie Infestation. Next turn, I can go Portent, Duress. Okay, that's fine. 1, I'll also hide the Portent instead of the Duress. That way, if they Cabal Therapy, they don't randomly hit 2 Portents. Yield. Yield again. They should attack with their Xantid Swarm before doing something dumb. Oh, Soup says, this deck is so fun. First league with it, I'm going to see how many play points I can burn through. Yeah. Yeah, HFEB is hard to play on MTGO. Birds, for sure. Don't miss your land drop. Okay, they missed their land drop. Let's go. We don't want this next card, so we'll happily fetch for a swamp. We will then Duress them. There's the Survival. We'll take that. Now we know there's Shapeshifter, Birds, Duress. I'd love to Portent them since I know none of their shit's really that good, but I think we need to find E-Plague on Bird to choke their mana up. So let's Portent ourselves. Counterspell, Island, Portent. None of these cards do anything particularly effective right now, so they're going back in any order and getting shuffled. Yield. Soup Smuggler says no fun. No. Top deck your Survival after Duressing like a red-blooded Earthling. Ooh, Squee. So Squee with Zombie Infestation's good, but this is probably a turn they need to Duress. Yeah, Xantid does Xantid stuff. The Forbid Lock, straight useless with Xantid Swarm in play. Not ideal. All right, Birds, and there's a Counterspell. They've used their Duress, their hands, Volrath, Shapeshifter plus Mystery, and we've got Stone Cold nothing going on. Let's Portent ourselves. Smother at this point. Ooh, there's an E-Plague. We probably just take this. All of these are actually insane. Powder Keg is just like the delete kit. I think I'll still take the Smother first. I'll bury Keg under Plague under Smother. No shuffle. Play an Island, pass the turn. Next turn, I'll take a draw. All right, they're going to attacks. Now here's the question. Do I Smother Xantid Swarm or a Bird? I think it's probably supposed to be Xantid Swarm, but what's interesting is if I Smother that, they'll play Volrath Shapeshifter, which will be a Xantid Swarm. However, then I can play E-Plague, which will kill the birds and turn. Yeah, I think we do that. Smother, Xantid Swarm, yield through turn. Opponent playing something good is not allowed here. Volrath Shapeshifter is a Xantid Swarm. Duress, that you can't hit my Engineer Plague. Are you going to play Volraths? You're about to get blown out. Ooh, now playing Volraths looks kind of bad. No, it looks good. No, it looks bad. I'm going to wipe their board with an E-Plague now. Lands, 1, 2, 3, Engineered Plague on Bird. This will kill their Volrath Shapeshifter as well because it turned into a bird when those birds died. Soup says name Bird. I did. It happened. Now we just need to blank one good draw step and we can kind of hang back on Counterspell. Yeah, it's a pretty great interaction. That's why I love Engineered Plague in this matchup. Typically it names Druid because then they're locked out of their Hermit Druid lines and everything else is so much slower. But in that spot, naming Bird is just so good. GG, man. Good luck in the league and see you next week at the brawl. Thank you. You too. See ya. All right, we get there in round 2 against Soup Smuggler, but neither of his hands were particularly potent. However, keep in mind, Soup Smuggler, trophy leader and one of the Retromancers, so pretty base dude. All right, we found our round 3 opponent in Paradise Lost, and we are on the draw. Can we keep it? Kind of. This hand can beat a Lackey. It can beat Dreadnought. It can struggle against mid-range strategies. I think we're still keeping. Opponent mulls to 6, which isn't all bad. Looks like Sly. Nope, Goblins. So good thing we have... Do we foil this or do we Chain of Vapor? I think we open on the chain. Portent, land, go. Combat, go for it. Chain of Vapor. Do we foil it on the way back down? It kind of feels like we need to. We can pitch Island Duress. Yeah, hopefully I don't have a second one. Foil Island Duress. Second Lackey will be very bad for us. They don't have it. All right, my turn. Squee. All right, let's find a Zombie Infestation. Smother, Squee, Island. Not quite what we're looking for. Smother doesn't look bad. Sorry, Soup. I know your hands weren't the strongest and that E-Plague was really strong for me. To be fair, in game one, I kept my hands specifically planning to play against Dreadnought, and you open on Lawnmower Elves, Birds of Paradise. So you kind of threw me for a loop. This Smother is actually interesting. They're almost certainly going to play like either Matron or War Chief next turn, and the Smother will help us wrap that up. Also, getting access to Squee number 2 opens up not just Forbid, but Zombie Infestation, and the Gush can kind of push us past these extra cards. And we're somewhat interested in our third land drop anyway. Okay, I'm sold on it. We will go 1, 2, 3, no shuffle. Land, yield. Take a draw off the Portent. Hopefully all they do here is like play a pile driver or something. War Chief, okay. War Chief we can handle. We're probably gonna have to give up on the Squee. Actually, we don't have to give up on the Squee. We don't mind walking back some land drops in this matchup, actually. We'll go to our turn. We draw the Smother. We will fetch. We are not super concerned with that Squee down there. So we're gonna grab a black source. Tap 2, Smother, the War Chief, play an island, and then we'll just pass through the turn. Now if they have a ringleader, they have to have a mana. They have a mana. Resolves. Please don't draw 4. They draw 2. Okay. All right, let's go Zombie Infestation. That's what we're gonna need here. Underground River, 1, 2, Gush, Duress. I shan't fight this battle. Our game 1, we probably need a specific sequence of cards to actually win the matchup. We do not like Duress. We do not like Chain of Vapor is actually pretty bad. We'll cut down to 1. Maybe we'll even cut down to 0. Forbid Lock is actually something we can play towards in this matchup, weirdly. Foil seems a little bit sketch. What seems good, I bet they have like lands that have abilities. I bet Engineered Plague is my best card in the matchup. And I bet all these Red Blasts are good. The Psychatog's also probably fine. But now we might be entering the realm of overboarding. Maybe, did we see any activated ability lands, chat, from our opponent? It was just mountains, right? There are mono red variants in this deck that don't play them. An 8 seems a little bit more achievable. Squee, and then one more. Worst case scenario, sideboard cards you don't need, pitch to Zombie Infestation. When you're right, you're right. Maybe we do 10 for 10. We need to cut 3 though, that's gonna be a little tricky. I think Forbid Lock's a little bit too ambitious for this matchup, I agree. Foil out, chain in, Tsabo in, Rish it in on black mana, you just can't cast nothing, yeah. You think all my foils we cut? I could like see it. Like cut foil, bring chain back. I don't know about all these chains. Blast is just better than Counterspell. I wonder if we can keep in, maybe we do just keep in chain and take out the Counterspell. Maybe something like this is okay. Chain for save Plague does seem interesting. It also saves Infestation, right? Okay, and Tsabo's Web if they do have like ports and stuff. Okay, we'll try this. It feels like overboarding, but it might be okay. Good lord. Don't you guys love it when MTGO just keeps a big old blown up card in your face and it doesn't go away? This hand has Squee, AK, Gush. This hand sucks. Mulligan. Chain of Vapor passes the Lackey test. Intuition, AK, Portent. I think we have to keep this shipping River because they have Wastelands. Keep ship River, done. All right, we'll open on the thing we were always going to open on. Chain of Vapor, my island. All right, Portent me. Smother, Squee, Island. Love that Smother. Yeah, I love these cards. The Squee is the one I'm the least interested in, but we've also got Intuition for 3 more copies of AK if we need to buy back into card advantage. Yield. Draw off Portent. All right, opponent, do you have your best turn 1? Wooded Foothills, Fetch, Mountain, Lackey? Or is it just a Mog Fanatic? Or is it the forbidden turn 1 Skirk? It's nothing. It's stone cold nothing. Don't expose the black source yet? I think so. We're just going to play an island and pass. Not interested in getting wastelanded. I want to make sure that I can use the mana immediately. I'm not concerned with a pile driver necessarily. Do I kill it anyway? No, I probably just like Smother War Chief. Yeah, we'll go to end step. I'll just churn through my first AK. Draw that Squee. Next turn, untap, draw. Another AK is pretty sweet. I'll pass turn. We might even tempo Chain of Vapor just to convert our AK if they play a War Chief. 1, 2, 3, there's the War Chief, no response. Chain of Vapor, that War Chief. You can attack for 1 damage. I will, not do this in your second main phase. I'll go to the end step, thank you very much. And then we will AK, draw 2. There's the second Squeeze, so we really need to get access to an Infestation now. We can do it main phase of next turn. Let's play Polluted Delta and just pass. Because we probably want to smother the War Chief pretty bad. There's a Forest. Kerpolzen Forest. That unlocks Naturalize, though I'm not convinced they're going to have Naturalize in their deck. Did they even see a Zombie Infestation game one? We'll fetch for a swamp. Tap for 1 to smother the War Chief attackers. I guess Red Blast is a nightmare. Not attacking was really stupid. Untap, draw. Oh, third AK. I think we'll just slow roll it now. We can also remember Intuition for 3 E-Plagues, although that's typically not how we want to go about it. They fetch. Is this going to be Siege Gang? War Chief, for sure. 1 for a Pile Driver. That now it's a nightmare, right? I think we need to AK right now. Oh, right. They've got Naturalized for Plague. Duh. All right, there's the Red Blast. No response. Now, do we need to... I guess we can still just Intuition for Zombie Infestations, right? Or do we need to... This is going to be so much fucking damage. They've only got 1 left in hand. Attackers. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's so many damages, you guys. All right, go to end step. We are going to Intuition because we kind of have to. What do we want? Does a Zombie Infestation even meaningfully pull us out of this? It doesn't even save us for a turn, right? But 3 E-Plagues also make this next attack just highly lethal. Blue Blasts don't help us. Is it just 3 copies of Gush? No, I think it's 3 Zombie Infestations, and 3 Gushes don't do anything. I think we need to get 3 Zombie Infestations and hope to draw Gush. I think the last card in their hand might legitimately be Naturalize. I forgot that they definitely keep it in for Plague. Yeah, we're going to go 3 Gushes and try to use the Gush to find Zombie Infestation. I think that's our best line. Any order into the bin. My turn. Untap, draw. Powder Keg. That may take us somewhere eventually, but we have to deal with the immediate emergency that is these goblins. Draw 2. There's an E-Plague. It doesn't do anything. We have to Tsabo's Web. Tsabo's Web. Draw a card. Portent. Island. Is there anything in instant speed that pulls us out of this? No, I don't think so. I think we're like stone cold dead. We'll Portent just to make sure that I'm not missing something obvious. But I think we're stone cold dead. I mean, we were 2 away from the Zombie Infestation. Sad. That, with our current hand size, would have easily pulled us out. We can make 2 zombies. Those Goblin Pile Drivers can't get in. If they can't deal with the Infestation, it's lights out. But we took just a little bit too long finding our combos. So we are 1 and 2. Very sad. I think Goblins is in our range as a matchup we can beat. However, I don't think it's a matchup we're like excited to play against. I think game 1's really hard if we don't immediately lock them with the combo. Let's get into round number 4. All right, we found an opponent and we're on the play this time. I think this deck marginally enjoys the play better than the draw. This hand has selection. So this looks like a Psychatog hand, which this deck is trying to cosplay as Dr. Teeth for a few turns. So we'll keep this. Opponent mulligans to 6. All right, game has started and we are on the play. So here's an island. Tap it, Portent me. Infestation, please. No Infestation, but we've got Deep Anal, Gush, Swamp. I think this selection's actually fine. We don't need to tap for a black anytime soon, so I think we can comfortably draw through this whole pile. So the order truly doesn't matter, but I think we will bury Gush under Deep Analysis, under Swamp, just to give less duress options, and pass. Take a little draw off this Portent. Show me a good one. How about a Swamp? Oh, good. How did I know that? Why do I just know things? All right, there's a brush land. Is this going to be... It's this deck. Okay. I actually don't hate this matchup, I don't think. Umodian's deck, he just took down another challenge with this. I just built in paper his exact list from the challenge. A big card that they realized that should be in the deck was Curse Scroll, which I actually, after seeing it, I am a believer. Let's tap for 2 and just get this Keg into play. We will eventually have to deal with this Basking Root Wallace. So we'll go shields down for counter magic, because if all they do is resolve a mongrel, then we'll get it up to 2, because 2 is another very good number for this Powder Keg. Now, if our opponent's playing an older version with Waxwane, then our Zombie Infestations aren't like guaranteed to stay in play. The newest version from Umodian plays 1 Naturalize in the main, which would be the only thing we have to deal with if that's what our opponent's playing. Damage, Gaia's Cradle. You have 2 manas. Is it Patrol Hound or Wild Mongrel? It's Patrol Hound. Quite a bit less scary than Basking Root, or than Wild Mongrel, but still not great. Vibe, change, boom. All right, you've got a Patrol Hound. End step, my turn. All right, let's yield to this and let's tick it up. We'll draw this last card we know we're getting, which is the Gush. And then we're gonna play this Swamp. I don't need a black source yet. I actually might be better off fetching for another blue source, just in case I draw another Gush. For now, we're just gonna pass. The thing we really want to dodge is an Arrogant Worm. That's the big nightmare. Wasteland doesn't do anything. Combat is fine. No effects. Unless they pump this Root Wallow, then I will have effects. All right, go to 16. End step. Do I care about a Roar? Immensely. On tap. Not a Roar, but an Arrogant Worm. We'll take that up once more. Chain of Vapor is also solid. We'll play this Swamp. I think we'll pop this on their turn. in their upkeep even. All right, they're pitching the Arrogant Worm. I'm going to crack the Keg now. That way they have to tap the Cradle. They did not tap the Cradle. Okay. No response to the Madness trigger. And then we will Counterspell the Worm itself. It's a very dead Patrol Hound, and you may go. Should I bounce this Basking Root Walla in their upkeep to choke their mana? I don't think so. Continue. Combat. If they pump, I guess we're bouncing it. Yeah, I have no effects for this attack. All right, they are pumping the Root Walla. Do I want... I think I'm just taking it here. I kind of want to convert this AK. They can just reestablish the Basking Root Walla next turn. There's another Wasteland that doesn't matter. There's a Tireless Tribe. Okay, no response. Glory is going to be a nightmare because Pro Black is horrifying. So we need to get something going very, very fast here. Island, tap for 1, 2. Let's cast AK for 1. There's a river, not what we're looking for. We'll just pass the turn to ourselves. There's a Portent. Okay, we're going to open on Portent. Us. Forbid, Gush, Portent. I don't think we're in the market for any of these. Any order, yes, shuffle. We've got Chain of Vapor. Do we want to just like take a turn off and take a beat, hope our opponent's hand's a little soft so we can deep analysis? Because if they hit Glory, we're like kind of dead no matter what we do. I think so. Deep analysis ourselves. All right, there's the Zombie Infestation. We just have to pass now. We have to get through this turn. If they don't have Glory, then we're looking okay-ish. There's a Squee. So now we can go wide with the Zombie Infestation. Combat 4. I assume it's going to wind up being 4 at the end of the day. Yep, pumpy pump. 4. Crack the Wasteland is fine. Fetch is also fine. Plains. Tireless Tribe number 2 for sure. E-Plague should actually be pretty good in this matchup, I think. Is their last card Glory becomes a gigantic question. There's a Smother, but it's just time for Zombie. It's not. It's time to tap for 2 blue and Gush. There's another Gush. There's a Wonder. So now we tap for black, play this island back out, play the Zombie Infestation. Tapping like that. And then what? Pitch, Wonder, and Squee. Any order. And then we are just chilling. We'll let that 1 blue mana go to waste. And step you go. If they find Glory, we're in trouble. If they don't, it's kind of okay. Had a few lists on this deck before Caleb 5-0'd. I don't really understand Chain of Vapor unless it's just to beat Dreadnought. I think it's also for protecting things like Zombie Infestation, if I'm going to be honest. Do we just want to get another zombie into play and do a little double block meme? What am I doing with my mana? I think Stone Cold nothing at this point. Counter Magic doesn't really do a lot. Let's Gush. Arrogant Worm for sure. We can get that out of play though. That's no problem. You've got an Arrogant Worm. We're just looking for like another Squee, a Krovikan Horror, some way to go wider than they can because we are going to be in a racing position very shortly. All right, there's another AK, so let's cast it. There's a foil. All right, I don't think we're going to be able to milk both these Chain of Vapors, but I think we've got just entirely too many islands. So we'll pitch island, and make another zombie. And then we'll gang up on this Root Walla. They'll probably need to pump. Hopefully they do. I guess if they have Glory, they should just pitch it now and activate it so I take a point of damage, right? 1 blockers, 2 blockers. You can kill one of them. Swords to Plowshares 1. Do I foil? Yeah, we foil. Foil the swords, pitch island, pitch Duress. I do want to kill that Root Walla. And then my turn. Untap. Squee can come back to my hand. How do I hit always yes? Always yes to triggered ability from Squee. Always yield. Always yes. Bitch, I said always yes. Squee off the top, Krovikan Horror off the top would both be my best top decks. I find neither, so I will simply play island. We get flying back, and then we're going to be chilling for a little bit. Go ahead, opponent. Draw steps fine. Savannah Lions for sure. You do not have good attacks. Attacking here would definitely be a mistake. They don't care. Okay, activate, pitch Squee, pitch Chain. Any order. We're probably flashing back deep next turn. I want to make sure this Arrogant Worm is taken care of before we do that. Declare blockers. 1, 2. Kill that thing. And then I think we're also going to go to end step and smother the other thing with actual power and toughness. Now zombies are on immovable walls, which is very good for us. Now, where is our little... Oh, another Squee. That's phenomenal. Where is deep? There it is. Deep, me. I'm comfortable going to 5 now. All right, we look pretty good here. We'll just play... Do we even play lands from here? I don't know if we need to. I think we're just playing off of our hand now. We're just going to pass. Now, Glory is going to be a nightmare if we see it. That is just a cold, hard fact of life. Just to plains. They can't attack. Don't be dumb, opponent. End step. Activate. They aren't. Our opponent, very smart. Pitch 2 Squeeze. Any order. On tap. Get both Squeeze back. All right, they concede. We got there. That one was a little bit tricky, but they never found Glory, which was obviously very good for us. I think Ivory Tower, unironically, might be good here. I'll think about Ivory Tower. I'll think about Tog. I'll think about E-Plague, and I'll think about Hibernation. These are all the cards that I'm intrigued by for this matchup. I think in order of power level, it's probably Hibernation's the best, followed by Engineered Plague, followed by Tog, followed by Ivory Tower. What's not good? I think Duress is actively wretched. They're going to have like Swords to Plowshares and stuff, but I've only got the one Tog, and they saw the Zombie Infestation, so they shouldn't go too deep into that. I think Chain of Vapor might be, I think 2 of these might be one too many. Forbid also looks a little bit lackluster, as does the extra foil. I think this sideboarding plan kind of does itself. Yeah, this seems fine. Bring these in, submit deck. For transparency, I have reps on Uzi. I actually played this exact Uzi list twice yesterday over at Rachel's house. And 4-1 both leagues. I think this deck's actually very good. It's tricky to play, but it feels attainable. Turn 1 Ivory Tower. Well, I've been dying to try this, so I'm going to keep. Oh, hey, it's that NeonMushroom guy. What's going on, Carl? How are you? Yeah, I'll open on Ivory Tower. Fuck it. Plains Savannah? Plains nothing. All right, Island, tap, Ivory. It was probably correct to Portent first, but give me that 6 life gain off Ivory Tower. Oh, sorry, opponent. We don't need an upkeep in your upkeep stop set. There's nothing going on in your upkeep anymore. Mishra's Factory. Oh, maybe I should have brought in Tsabo's Webs over the Ivory Towers. All right, unstep, untap, always yield to this trigger. Intuition's a solid pickup here. Tap, Portent me. Counterspell, Gush. Okay, I'll take all those. We'll sandwich the Gush between counterspells. We won't shuffle. Here's an island. Here's me yielding through the turn. You know, I should have portented them too, huh? That was silly. Well, I guess it's maybe better to just hold it to pop off an extra portent later on in the game. Oh, they're just getting in. Okay, that's fine. And they Rancor it? Doesn't Rancor fall off after that thing ceases to be a manland? This seems bad. Maybe this isn't Emodion's list. That was like the most miserable wane of Waxwane I've ever seen. All right, Underground River. I've got a plan now. What if I just intuition for the rest of my squeeze and then stop yielding to this trigger? How do I stop my auto yields? Turn off auto yields. Yeah, let's just pass. Oh, it goes to hand. They can do that every turn. Yeah, no, opponent's good. Opponent's good. Duh, Rancor doesn't care. Rancor just goes back to hand. It's an expensive way to deal 4 damage, but it's a way to deal 4 damage. Wait, I missed something. How are you still at 20 after taking 4? I have this Ivory Tower in play. It's just right here. No response. You can activate Mishra's Factory. This time they're just going to attack with it, which is fine by me. 1, 2. Patrol Hound is... Do I counterspell this? That does seem better than just gaining life. That's all I'm doing with the intuition right now. Yeah, we'll counterspell it. Now I can portent and hold up intuition. I'll gain a life here. There's another counterspell. That's sweet. Land, tap, portent me. Looking for a zombie infestation. No zombie infestation. We'll just shuffle that. Any order. Yes. Yield through turn. Cure Kid. Love the YouTube content and actually got to catch a stream for the first time with the cool zombie infestation deck by the looks of it. Yep, exactly. This is the deck that got 2nd place at Spanish Nationals. Not Spanish. Italian Nationals. Sorry, Italy. I didn't mean to confuse the narrative. Okay, yeah, they're just kind of like treading water with this factory, which is fine with me. I guess if they play another dog, we'll just counterspell it again. This plan is not very good for them. Naturalize? Absolutely not. Counterspell. End step, my turn. I'll gain 0 this time. Ivory Tower has looked very good this game. There's a Polluted Delta. Let's Gush. That's what we were looking for, another Squee. Okay, now we're going to go land into play, tap for a colorless, cast Intuition, target you. We're going to grab 3 zombie infestations. Would have been tempted to Gush plus AK on upkeep there for the life. We're at 16. So I'm not necessarily sweating my life total. I just want to get this going right now. You're up, opponent. You have a 2nd naturalize. We aren't in any danger for now. Yeah, we aren't in any danger at the moment. Very true. Go to combat. That's fine. I will be making a zombie. 1, 2. Any order. Hopefully they don't have like Tormod script. Tranquil Domain? For sure. That's fine. We've already got our zombie. So we'll be taking our trade now. And we've got the Psychatog to like clean up the game, but we're going to wait to cast it till we have like too many resources. Block. We know one of the cards in their hand is Rancor. Little fancy. Hey, Neon, I randomly bought an Odyssey booster display 15 years ago. Now that I rediscovered Premodern as a format, all these uncommons came in handy. Thanks for your content. Good to hear, buddy. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the format. That's what it's all about. All right, so we want these triggers to resolve. We want the Ivory Tower trigger to resolve last. So we put it on the stack first, and then we go, I'm always going to yield, always yes. And then I'll gain 2 life. And then we'll draw, and then we'll play out a Polluted Delta, and we'll just pass. Odyssey was a banger set. Banger block, really. Land, for sure. Attackers, end step, AK. Okay, my turn. Untap, no response, gain 2. It's a lot of lands. I think we'll play 1 more land out, then we'll just pass. You're up, opponent. They're passing, so we're about to go to a life total that's higher than our starting life total, which is really sweet. There's a Krovikan Horror. Do I just play this thing? It kind of seems like I do. If they swords it, I'll just shoot it at their face. and then eventually go to discard and pitch a Squee on top of it. Swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4. Krovikan Horror. Go. I want this thing to bait out some copies of Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, they probably have like 2 left in their deck or something. They play a Brushland. Is it Arrogant Worm time? Fetch. Hardcast Worm. 2, 3, 4. Hardcast Glory for sure. That resolves. Gain 2 life. Draw an Engineered Plague. That's kind of cool. I could play that on Incarnation. I guess that would just put their Glory in the graveyard, which is somehow worse for me. So I think we're just chilling. We're just going to pass. We've got one more Zombie Infestation. If we draw that, it's kind of like lights out. Is it not just one Tog main deck? There is one Tog in the sideboard. There's none in the main. Rancor that thing. I mean, that is brutal and happens. I guess I knew that was coming. Can we race this? Double Rancor. Yikes. Now we might have to find a way to kill it. Third Rancor. 1, 2. Armadillo Cloak. What the fuck, dude? Yeah, for sure. That is chat. It's fucking bad for us right now. Yield through turn. What the fuck? Yeah, you got it, buddy. Little War Goblin. All right, give me some life back. And third Squee doesn't help us anymore, huh? How do we overcome this? We have to attack for 2. And then I guess we probably just lose this game. I didn't even consider that that was an option. Go ahead, opponent. Note to self, leave Chain of Vapors in your deck. Combat. Get out 5 plagues easy. Well, the plan here is actually to get out E-Plague naming Incarnation and then shoot my Krovikan Horror, my Psychatog and my Krovikan Horror at it, which is not awesome. Yep, damage. That explains why they weren't like fucking doing anything. Yep, you gain a bunch of life. That's right, it's an X5. It's getting toughness from the Armadillo Cloak. I guess we just need to draw like Chain of Vapor. Did we already cast our Chain of Vapor? No, we didn't. We still have one. All right, you've got an Arrogant Worm as well. What is that bright ass light coming from outside? All right, my turn. This is bad. Gain a billion life. Draw Gush. All right, this gives us our best out. 1, 2, Gush. Return. Zombie. Hibernation. Hibernation bounces all green permanents. Play a land back out. How much mana do I have to work with? 6? I think we have to pass the turn. Combat. Okay. No attacks. Oh, I could have attacked with Psychatog and pump with Squeeze, but like, whatever. We're going to pitch a bunch of Squeeze. 1, 2, 3 of them. Any order. Proceed, wretched opponent. Our goal is to Hibernation at end step. That way we can take out this Glory, but it's like still not great. All right, this attack, weirdly, I don't know if I like that attack. All right, go to blockers. We'll block Arrogant Worm with my Tog. Oh, maybe this block's actually really good. This block actually might make it interesting. Although, it'll depend on if they pump their Basking Root Walla. Give me a moment, chat. This is migraine inducing. I was not expecting this at all. We'll block Arrogant Worm with Psychatog. We'll block Basking Root Walla with Krovikan Horror. Okay. Okay, you pump Basking Root Walla. I'm going to pump this Psychatog. Exile 2. It'll be Portent, Counterspell. Exile 2. Portent, Counterspell. Exile 2. Gush, Polluted Delta. And then no response to the pump here. Now, do I simply smother the Basking Root Walla? I kind of want my Tog is living here. We're good there. Do I smother the Basking Root Walla and go to 1? Kind of seems that way. Yeah, I think I might need my Krovikan Horror. Smother Root. I guess if they like fucking kill my Tog with the swords, I guess I can still live, right? Yeah, we'll smother the Root Walla. All right, damage, I'll go to 1. You're at fucking 41? Can I ever deal 41 damage to you, opponent? There's another Root Walla, for sure. End step, on tap. I'll stack these triggers with Ivory Tower first. I'll get back all these Squeeze. And I'll gain a bunch of life. And then I draw Counterspell. Hibernation Counterspell seems to be the line. Meaning I don't need to block Basking Root Walla, so I guess we're attacking. Attack. All right, before damage, discard Squee. Discard Squee. Discard Squee. All right, take 4. And I guess you can go, dude. What a weird fucking game. Combat's fine. All right, let's go to blockers. They're going to make the mistake of pumping the Root Walla. Looks like it. That's good for us. All right. Hibernation. Okay. Another hand is Basking Root Walla, Rancor, Armadillo Cloak, Mystery card. Naturalize my Ivory Tower. I think I can't let that resolve. All right. Now we know all they can do is double Rancor or Basking Root Walla Rancor. Rancor for sure. Rancor one more time again. Root Walla. Absolutely. My turn. On tap. Stack these. No. I stacked the triggers incorrectly. Control Z. It didn't work. Okay. Well, I'm gaining 1 less life than I should be. Gain some life. I don't think that 1 life would have changed my bottom line very much. Draw. There's my 4th Squee. All right. So I have to lose Tog to kill that Glory, and then they just have Basking Root Walla loaded up. So I have to draw. I don't even know what I could draw. Do I need to concede for time right now? Kind of feels like I do. Attack with Tog. How much damage can I deal? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I can deal a maximum of 21 right now. I can kill the Glory, but at the expense of my Psychatog, which is not good. And did you have to sacrifice a creature? All right, we need time for game 3, so we concede. Oh, wow, that's fucked, you guys. All right, begin sideboarding. Now that I know a little bit more about our opponent's range, right? I think we want our Chain of Vapor back. I think we're on the play. I think foil's actually booty. So we'll take another foil out. Is Forbid better than I think? It might be. Tsabo's Web also might be better than I think. I don't think I'm trying to Duress Rancors. I don't think I'm trying to Annul either. I think Forbid actually might be fine. And I'm on the play, so I think I need to insist upon my own game plan. Okay, let's try this. All right, I'll be on the play. We've got our Hibernation. Okay, we'll keep this. Double Chain's not great, but Hibernation plus land drops will try to get to our good stuff. If nothing else, we've had some wild games this league. That was that game 2 against this opponent was not on my bingo card. Land yield. If I can, ooh yeah, that's a Basking Root Wall. That's fine. If I can get 2 Squeeze and get them up underneath Forbid with buyback, they're probably going to be in deep shit. All right, there's a Wonder. Technically, I can use that for 1 buyback of Forbid. If we find Intuition, I'm just going to cast it and get 3 Squeeze. No response. You may fetch. I'd much rather this be a Patrol Hound than a Wild Mongrel because they can just switch Wild Mongrel's color when I Hibernation. Although they probably just pump Root Walla, right? Do I use a Chain if they do that? Damage. Patrol Hound is fine. I think we're going to bounce it. We probably want to save our chains, but I can't actually afford... I kind of can afford an Arrogant Worm right now, actually. We're just going to take our turn. Portent me before I fetch because I might only want a partial pile. Zombie Infestation is on the menu. Foil looks pretty bad, so I guess we're going to get rid of the foil. So bottom the foil, deep, Infestation, no shuffle, land, pass. Oh my god, what's up? Happy Friday, dude. You going to play some F&M today? We'll draw the Infestation. Wasteland's brutal, but I think it's okay. Do we want to bounce something right now? Was there a land in that pile? I think there wasn't. So I think maybe Chaining is in order. Nah, I just need to save my cards. Yeah, that's gone. Not sure. F&M depends on what my family is doing for my mom's birthday, which is tomorrow. Oh boy. Blockers. If we get a pump, we might have to do something, but it looks like they don't do that. Wild Mongrel for sure. End step, my turn. On tap, draw. We don't really want that bottom card, which I believe is a Counterspell. I think we just have to get Zombie Infestation into play right now. 1, 2, Infestation, yield. Windy, naturalize. We're going to activate Infestation, pitching these 2. Do we want to do it again? Bitch, I might. I don't think we're getting this Forbid online either. Forbid, Chain. All right, you've naturalized it. Combat is fine. All right, do we think one of the cards in their hand is Swords to Plowshares? I don't think I can afford to wait and find out. Let's just double block and see what happens. Please don't blow me out. Please don't blow me out. Please don't blow me out. Pitch Brushland. Are they just pitching their whole hand? That's pretty great. Okay, there's just 2 lands. So we're going to take a trade here. Yo, how'd you do in... how you did in paper event? Which one? I got second place at the most recent paper event I played. I think we have to lose a bunch of life in deep analysis here. It's really not great. Anyway, how you doing, Legacy Council? All right, there. Ooh, Delta. If we can find a Gush, we have a plan because our opponent's hellbent. Ivory Tower. Yield. We're on a 2-turn clock right now, but the Hibernation might let us buy just enough time. It'll depend on if we found a Gush, we're in good shape. If they have like fucking Armadillo Cloak off the top, we are in deep shit. Yield through turn. Pump the Root Walla. I would. No response. I'll gain 0. Counterspell. Okay, we're passing. We can use Chain and AK in the same turn, which will let us barely live. Combat. They have to pump to kill. All right, they're only dealing 3 to us. Okay, I'll go to 1. End step. Oh, do you have like an Arrogant Worm or something? I guess I've still got Hibernation. Let's draw a card. Yeah, you can Arrogant Worm. I really don't care about that. They should have pumped, I think. I guess I can't plan on us having Hibernation, though. How many of those can you reasonably have in a sideboard? Okay, Squeeze here. Gain 0. Gush. Ooh, AK. Okay. Set a stop in my upkeep, I guess. Oh, no, I think I just killed myself. Yeah, I think I just killed myself. Well, AK. I forgot about how that tempo line would play out. I need to get both creatures out of play, and I kind of can't. Not great. Patrol Hound, Pitch Glory for sure. Why would you do that then? What does that achieve? Ooh, Zombie Infestation. So close yet so far. We are dead. We are what? 1-3. We'll try to get this to be a 2-3 at the end of it. But the green-white deck destroyed us. The Goblins deck destroyed us, and round 1 was really close. We beat HFEB. Let's see if we can 2-3. Chain of Vapor, convince them to copy it. I don't think they'll copy it. Our opponent played pretty tight. I don't think they're going to make that misplay. No, what we needed to do, I wasn't thinking about tempo. I got greedy and wanted to convert the AK. We needed to bounce Patrol Hound. They probably do what? Get Arrogant Worm into play, but then they can't cast the Patrol Hound. And then we can very specifically Hibernation to get the other 2 creatures out of play. Then maybe we find, but they still have Glory. So there's a really low shot chance of that happening. We might do another one of the league with this deck after, but we have another deck to get to before we do that. All right, let's look at this opening hand for round 4 and activate our window cap so all the nice people at home can see the cards we're looking at. We simply don't have a Portent, and we're on 1 land, so we're going to mulligan. This hand has Zombie Infestation. I can open on Duress to protect it. We got a Smother. I can't cast that Counterspell, so I'll ship it. Our best draws are Squee followed by Squee, and our opponent mulligan to 5. Do people ever play Slivers in Premodern? I feel like you could put a workable Wug list together. Yeah, it's a deck that sees play. All right, our opponent beat us to the gun on Duress, but our hands actually they have to take Zombie Infestation, but I think we can hang out with them in the early game here. We just need to start drawing our card draw spells. They hit our Duress for sure. So what, they have Cabal Therapy? Untap, take a draw, Chain of Vapor. We'll play an island and pass. Black, Cabal Therapy for sure. Oh, they missed their land drop. Okay, so they just kept 1 land and double Duress. That seems medium. Let's see what you got. Watch this just miss. Worldly Suitor? Oh, okay, sure, yeah, your hand doesn't do anything. All right, if we draw lands, we feel pretty good. Yield through this turn. If they rats us, we pitch Wonder, then we smother the rat, I guess. But if they don't draw a land, they're in deep shit. I guess we're kind of both in the same space, though. Yeah, for sure. You drew another Cabal Therapy. Yeah, you get Smother. My turn. Island. Yep, that's what we want to do. We want to draw lands. This looks like straight up the rock, which probably is not a great matchup for us. It's turn 3 and you got nothing left. Yeah, our opponent's just casting spells. Is there any deck that can come back from Duress and a Cabal Therapy and Ravenous Rats? Yes, yeah, if they don't have a clock, it doesn't matter what they did. I'm just making land drops now, so if I simply find my first Gush, their entire opening sequence looks not good. All right, my turn. Intuition, yield through turn. We're going to Intuition into 3 AKs. Attackers for sure. So you've got 2 mystery cards in hand. 1, 2, 3. Intuition, target you. AK, AK, AK. They concede, which I would have done in that spot too. Okay, they're on the rock, I guess. I have to assume they've got man lands, so we'll take Tsabo's Web. I need an extra win con because Pernicious Deed's going to be a nightmare. Hibernation's also probably very much fine. And I think we need Annul because I am just assuming that they have access to Pernicious Deed here. Also, foil's so bad in this matchup. We're going to drop, I think, all but one of our foils. All of our Chain of Vapor, well, one of our Chain of Vapors. I think we can drop a Duress as well, maybe even 2, because just 1. We still need to be able to hit the Pernicious Deeds. This matchup's just really weird in the way that we're going to get to top deck mode, and if I start top decking Duresses, I'm going to feel really dumb. I think Powder Keg's also not that good. Zombie Infestation, I don't think I want to cut any. Forbid Lock is actually a way to win this matchup. Counterspell is a necessary evil. Maybe I can cut 2 Duress. And I really don't think I want to chop I don't want to chop an Infestation. We're going to sideboard this. Submit. Also, another deck that can kind of beat that is Sly, because Sly just plays off the top anyway. Yeah, I feel like we got a little unlucky this league. I definitely want to run this deck back for sure. But first, I want to get I haven't done any Sly on the channel in a minute, especially not on MTGO. And I really want to try the Flame Rift Pyrostatic Pillar Black Vise Sly deck. This hand is simply full of cards, so I'm going to keep. It's also very resilient to the card Cabal Therapy. Squee also makes this hand look really good versus Ravenous Rats, so we're going to keep. Don't mind me, just making sure I didn't miss a Discord message. We're all getting hyped up. The metalworkers, the local crew is getting real hyped up for the Buckeye Brawl. Ooh, they Duress me? Gross. They hit my Counterspell? Literally, who cares? All right, I will play Island. You may go. All right, what you got? Rat? Duress? Sure, dude. Our opponent's doing a whole lot of turn 1 Duress, turn 2 Duress, do Stone Cold nothing. Draw a Portent. I think I'd rather set myself up than just blindly wheel through and accumulated knowledge. I kind of like all these cards, which is awkward because I kind of want to play Polluted Delta this turn. I guess we can just take a turn off and play Swamp. I really don't want them to see any of them, but if they're going to see one, I guess I want it to be Tsabo's Web. So let's bury the Gush. No. Yeah, maybe this is a case where we should have fetched first. Let's bury the Gush under the Counterspell, under the Web. No shuffle. Swamp, go. And I will draw off Portent. Ooh, what is this card they just played? High Market, sack a creature. Okay, gets got by Tsabo's Web. I love to see it. This lets us draw through our entire pile. All right, draw, tap 2, Web, draw a card off the Web. I'm through the pile, Polluted Delta. Now we feel pretty good. Yield. Wall of Blossoms for sure. Attackers end step. My turn. On tap draw, there's an island. We'll play an island out, and this Counterspell, unfortunately, is going to be temporarily dead. Because what they'll do is they'll play the creature they want to resolve, and then they can just Recurring Nightmare loop it back into play. We're also locked out of our Forbid lock, so we need to get Infestation going ASAP. 1, 2, 3, Pernicious Deed. That simply won't resolve, though. I can stop that one. Attackers, you don't have any. End step. Chain of Vapor on this Recurring Nightmare would actually be fine, too. Island. 1, 2. Let's start the AK train. A foil, sure. Next turn. On tap, there's a Zombie Infestation. Let's play it. And I think this might actually be the correct turn to Gush. Seems a little bit loose, but I want to see if I can find a Krovikan Horror or something. Another Squee, perfect. Play out Polluted Delta. There's nothing I can really do with the mana, so I'm just going to pass. 1, 2, naturalize. Wall of Blossoms for sure. You've drawn a card. Attackers, end step. Activate Infestation. Goodbye, Squeeze. Any order. My turn. Let's always yield. Always yes. There's a Smother. Does Stone Cold nothing. We'll play out another island and we'll just chill. Now this is a little bit horrifying. They're going to absolutely get the first Recurring Nightmare trigger. We need to make sure they can't get a second one by countering it on the way back down. Worldly Tutor, no response. I wonder what they think is good here. Withered Wretch, ooh, that is good. So we smother the Withered Wretch. And they're Hellbent. All right, I'm going to try to trick them. I don't know if it'll work, but let's smother that Withered Wretch. We did that in their main phase because this is what we wanted them to do. Now they're going to get back their Wretch, which happens. But now they've got Recurring Nightmare in their hand. Let's see if they cast it. They don't. Okay, this means we're not going to bother with the Infestation. Now we've got them kind of in a spot where we can draw like Psychatog, Annul, but we're not worried about very much at the moment. We're just going to play out a Polluted Delta and pass. Paladin, how many did you just gift? Paladin, you gifted 10 tier 1 subs. We already got, Dancing Jersey did that earlier. Paladin, you already gift too many subs, but thank you. He usually gives 5, which is already so many. Paladin, I think that's like 40 subs in the last 9 days. At this point, you're paying my mortgage. Tap for 3. Yeah, eat all of them, buddy. Yep, eat away, buddy. It's so yummy. Black, green, whatever. Not a fucking chance. Put that in the graveyard. You're done with that part of the game, buddy. Now we just need to find a way to get this Wretch out of play. Untap, draw. That's not a way to do that. We'll play this island. After this, we're going to stop playing lands because we can also just start making zombies to make zombies. We don't have to do it off the back of Squee. I also think we're going to do our first fetch soon, too. Yeah, eat away, buddy. 1, 2, 3. Plague Spitter. Can I get you to kill yourself with Plague Spitter? That resolves. I'm not interacting with that. All right. End step. My turn. I'm not going to fetch because I want our life totals to be the same. There's a Chain of Vapor. That, I think, does it. For now, we're just passing, though. Mr. Chow, yo, can you only use old pre-modern printed cards? No, this is not like old school. You can use whatever printing you want. I think you will find that a lot of pre-modern players, this is specific from community to community, but I think a lot of pre-modern players do prefer using the old arts, but people don't care what you play. Play whatever you want. There's some people who just prefer using the more contemporary printings because like my buddy Mitch, he doesn't really play pre-modern, but if he did, he would probably play with as many new cards as he could because he just likes the templating on the more recent cards better, which is totally fine. But TLDR, no, you absolutely don't need to be playing with the new cards or the old cards. All right, well, now we're here. We'll go to end step. Chain of Vapor, Withered Wretch. Yep, you ate that. I think we've secured our 2/3. I was really hoping for at least a 3/2, but what can you do? You want to sack something and bounce a thing? Like you could bounce my zombie, I think would actually be worth a land here. No? Okay, I guess not. Activate Infestation, pitch Squee. Next turn, untap. Give me them Squeeze back. I found a Gush too, that's busted. Let's Gush. Another Squee too, also busted. Let's fetch island, tap island, intuition, target you. Let's go ahead and go grab Wonder, Squee, and Deep Analysis. I can't believe how expensive Sharpshooter is now. I know it's like $30. It hurt. Buying my second copy hurt me. I was like, wow, I barely play this card, but I kind of do need a second copy. I had to pay 30 Stone Cold USD for my second Sharpshooter, a card that spends 90% of its life in a box that is full of my inventory. What is opponent just like fucking roping us now? Little fancy. Bought a playset of German. Oh, they give us the deep analysis. Okay. Any order into the graveyard, please. They have flying, go to combat, send at you. Now I kind of don't even need to counter Withered Wretch. I think I'll just be countering Pernicious Deeds only. Let's go ahead and activate Zombie Infestation, pitching Deep Analysis and Squee. Any order. And then let's cast Deep Analysis targeting me. Pay 1/2. Another Infestation. So what? Yeah, we literally only care. We need 7 zombies, and that's like elementary to set up. So we only care about Pernicious Deeds, so we will pitch. I guess we kind of care about Cabal Therapy because they can sack their Plague Spitter, right? Yeah, we'll pitch Squee plus Island, make another zombie, and then we'll just pass the turn. We know their only card in hand is Withered Wretch. We're really just hoping to dodge Cabal Therapy and Pernicious Deed. Yeah, I think we awkwardly have to let Squee resolve. And it's fine if they draw PD because we can foil that, but we can't foil them sacrificing Plague Spitter and getting a second trigger, which will wipe the board. I just can't get myself to sell anything either. It's like a part of me now. I know that sounds weird. I don't sell cards either. I started playing 13 years ago and I have not sold a single card except for like getting out of like formats and stuff. Like when standard rotates, I get rid of some of that stuff, but I still keep most of it. I think I've sold a grand total of like less than 1% of my total collection. All right, we all take some damage. 2, 3. Spike Feeder. That doesn't matter, right? I guess they can get, no, because the last card in their hand is Withered Wretch. Do they have a Cabal Therapy in the bin? They don't. I think I just counter this. Return 1, 2. We just need to make sure we can kill them. And if we lose 3, we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and they can't gain a single point of life. Yeah, foil, cast, target Spike Feeder, pitch Island, pitch Squee. Good game. Yeah, you've got a Withered Wretch. You never know if you come back to no format or it becomes popular. Yeah, that's why standard is the only format I actually bother to buy in or out of. Okay, you've just activated your Withered Wretch. Do you not know that you're dead? You should attack with your Plague Spitter just in case I accidentally block it. I won't, but yeah. Ouch. End step. Activate, pitch 1, 2. Activate any order. You get it? Activate, pitch 1, 2. Any order. All right, they conceded. We only got 50 play points back, so that was a 2-3 league. I'll be revisiting this deck shortly. In fact, in this stream, if you're seeing this video get uploaded after another Zombie Infestation video, they're both from the same stream, but like some stuff went kind of wrong for us that league, and I definitely want to re-up it, but we've got other decks to play today. But just in conclusion, I think this deck's very sweet. It got second place at Italian Nationals, which was like a 200-person event, only losing to Dreadnought, I think, in the finals. I think that was the deck that won it. This deck's awesome. It requires infinite reps. As far as changes I would make, it's way too early for me to think about changes. I actually think Ivory Towers out of the side are randomly just like winning you your Sly matchup, which is huge. And I can't think of any matchup that you don't have game against. We saw how we lose to Goblins. We kind of got our engine set up too late. But against Goblins, if we can get our engine set up super early, they like, can never connect, which is really huge. I like this configuration. I'll be revisiting it shortly. But for today, if you enjoyed this, good. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I will see you next time.